Hello and welcome back to Euro Football Daily, where this week's Scout Report will be giving you a look at the teams who could become the biggest in Europe in the not too distant future. 5. Atletico Madrid. In 2017, UEFA released the details of 9 European superclubs that were head and shoulders above their peers financially. Manchester United topped the list as the most valuable team, and according to Forbes, are worth a huge $4.2 billion. In Spain, Los Blancos lead the way, worth an estimated $4.1 billion, while their Madrid neighbours are snapping at their heels with a wealth of $848 million. Since Diego Simeone took over Atleti in 2011, the Rojiblancos have won a La Liga title, the Copa del Rey, the Europa League, and reached the Champions League final twice. The charismatic Argentinian has led their challenge of La Liga's duopoly that's seen Barcelona and Real Madrid dominate the winners' podium for as long as we can remember. But with Barca and Real looking a shadow of their former selves this season, it could be time for Simeone's squad to join the European elite. While their finances don't match their rivals yet, the future is looking very bright. Simeone has navigated the side seamlessly over a move to the 68,000-seater Wanda Metropolitano, which is probably an unrecognised masterstroke. Just look at how the White Hart lane switch might harm Tottenham's bid for superclub status and the Gunners' drop-off in quality thanks to the Emirates. Atleti focused on blooding young talent, milking their academy, and spent just £90 million following their move. Season ticket sales are now booming, and the Spanish side are reaping the benefits of their €310 million stadium. They can also thank their boss for his man management skills that have helped them keep hold of talismanic Antoine Griezmann, who was courted by Barcelona and Manchester United, but penned a new contract keeping him in red and white until 2023. After the 27-year-old joined Neymar in rejecting the Catalan club, as well as the development of Jan Oblak and the acquisition of Thomas Lemar, Atleti have become another option for top players in Spain who would have previously chosen between the Nou Camp or the Bernabeu. At the time of writing, the Red and White sit 2 points behind league leaders Barca and 5 above their local rivals. But with Real in a self-diagnosed crisis and the Blaugrana soon to be facing life without Messi and Suarez, it could be time for Atletico to dominate Spain. 4. Monaco. The club from the Principality have been on a quiet rise over the past few years and seem to have finally set up their base camp to target their summit. PSG and Marseille finally have another contender to look over their shoulders, as after Monaco won the Ligue 1 title in 2017, they finished runners-up behind Neymar's PSG last term. According to Transfermarkt, AS Monaco are worth somewhere in the region of £266 million. A long way off the likes of Manchester United and Real Madrid, but their current model paves the way for a huge future for the tiny Principality. They have been successfully and efficiently turning over exciting new talent, proving they have the ability to produce some of the very best players in the world. Bankrolled by a Russian businessman who is ranked 242nd richest person in the world, with a net worth of $6 billion, the Red and White clubs seem to have a sustainable model supporting their growth. And they're one of the few clubs in Europe currently in the green, with a €170 million profit from the 2018 transfer window. This season has started off woefully for the French side, currently sitting in 19th, with just 1 win under their belts following the departure of Leonardo Jardim's safe hands. But the arrival of Thierry Henry and his long-awaited foray into management should excite fans, who can hope that the former striker can turn around their season. Undoubtedly, Henry's debut campaign will be a learning curve for the out-of-form and inexperienced squad, but with him admitting that he'll be drawing on experiences as a player under Wenger and Guardiola, he has all the ingredients to become an exciting period for the side, given a little luck and patience. Super League status is probably the furthest away off for the Red and Whites compared to the others on this list, but with the growing excitement surrounding the French top flight, thanks to their very own Mbappe and his teammates, 10 years from now, they could be one of the big boys in Europe. 3. RB Leipzig. Currently sitting in a relatively disappointing 5th place in the Bundesliga, having won 4 out of their first 9 games, we're focusing on how Ralf Rangnick and their billionaire owners have paved the way for Leipzig's impressive rise to the top of German football. It was in 2009 that Red Bull gave Leipzig its wings, but it turned out to be more of a long-term investment than the company's other sporting exploits, following 3 years in the 4th division. However, growing up in the lower leagues gave them time to develop factors that showed their long-term ambitions, including building a new training complex, creating a stable fan base in the region and focusing on managerial decisions. While Red Bull's investment that makes them the fourth wealthiest side in Germany according to Transfermarkt allowed them to climb up the tiers, it was the management of Ralf Rangnick that gave them the direction and the stability. Worth an estimated value of £297 million, they're competing with the other German outfits for European football, despite only being promoted to the top flight in 2017. Their debut season in the Bundesliga started well as they remained undefeated for the first 13 matches, breaking a record for the longest undefeated streak for any promoted side. They became the first bully debutants to qualify for Champions League football, as well as the first East German side to reach European football since FC Union Berlin qualified for the UEFA Cup in 2002. So to be a super club you need money, check. To compete or at least be part of domestic and European competitions, check, and a collection of elite talent, which for now is also a check. However, their stature could come into question over the future of Timo Werner. Coined as a solution to the national team's dilemma, has been widely connected with a move to Bayern, just like all other talent in the Bundesliga. Estimated at €87 million, the sale of the striker would at least provide them with a financial boost. But if Bullen want to progress as a super club, they need to change their thinking and prove that they have the traction to keep their star man at the Red Bull Arena and to ruffle some feathers in Germany. 2. Liverpool. Historically, Liverpool have been one of the biggest clubs in English football. Their fierce rivalry with Manchester United, their magical evening in Istanbul and their iconic singing have all earned their way into footballing folklore. The Reds may have 5 European titles under their belt, but it's been nearly 30 years since they topped the league table. And thanks to their managerial merry-go-round, their stock has been inconsistent over the recent years. When Jurgen Klopp first joined the Premier League in 2015, he only managed an 8th place finish. But fast forward just 3 years and the German has changed Liverpool's position. Valued at $1.9 billion, they have become the 8th richest club in the world. And over the previous year, they've raised their game on the field too, finally looking like real title contenders and going almost all the way in Europe. Having lost Coutinho in January 2018 to the Blaugrana for €117 million, the Reds have coped surprisingly well. The signing of Virgil van Dijk along with their summer acquisitions of Naby Keita and Alisson have put them in an extremely strong position. And with the 7th highest merchandise sales in world football at $79 million, they've proved that they can always rely on their Kop faithful for undying support, as long as you're not Karius. With a spend of €166 million in the summer to plug the holes in their squad, Klopp has gone from bargain hunter to big spender to keep up with the spending habits of Guardiola and Mourinho. While it is going to take something special to knock Pep off his perch, 8 wins in 10 games so far this season, Liverpool are looking like a force to be reckoned with. The ability to spend big, play exciting football, reach Champions League finals are all factors that make Liverpool one of the most attractive employers for top players at the moment. As long as Jurgen can get over his final hurdle fear, having lost 6 of the 7 major finals he's been part of, then we think that Liverpool's worth could skyrocket and push them into the super club stratosphere. 1. Borussia Dortmund. The Bayern Munich Borussia have spent the start of the 18-19 campaign biting their nails and pacing their floorboards as they've said goodbye to Jupp Heynckes for the final time and reluctantly placed their faith in the inexperienced hands of Niko Kovac. While they were deciding whether or not to term their slight drop in form as a crisis or not, Borussia Dortmund have been quietly flourishing, still undefeated in the Bundesliga at the time of writing. According to Forbes, Dortmund are worth just under $1 billion, $901 million to be exact. But with a change of dynamics in the Bundesliga, BVB could one day come out of the shadow of Bayern Munich as a super club themselves. Following 2 league titles in 2011 and 2012, and a period of stark transition which saw their best players leave for the Bavarian Giants, sporting director Michel Zorc said that everything has to change. In 2014, Jurgen Klopp admitted that as a manager it was clear that they should expect their best players to leave at some point. And while 2018 has seen their star striker leave for London, there isn't the same sense of doom hanging over the yellow wall, or the same one eye on Bayern approach from their squad. Marco Reus, a Dortmund academy product, represents their fight for German dominance, having turned down a move to Bavaria in 2012. And he's started the 18-19 term on terrific form, scoring 5 and assisting 3 in the first 9 games. Their impressive ability to scout and source young stars puts them in an excellent position for the future, while the current Bundesliga champions rely on 33 and 34-year-old wingers and an aging Lewandowski. Dortmund scouts and Lucien Favre have given the opportunity to their youth to prove their worth. An 18-year-old Jadon Sancho polarised opinion when he turned down Guardiola's tutelage for minutes in the Bundesliga. But with 10 goal contributions in just 3 starting appearances, his critics have pretty much been silenced. For just £7 million, Dortmund bagged the English teenager's signature in a deal that keeps him in Germany till 2022. Already looking at a market value of 4 times that figure, the transfer acumen of BVB is looking enviable. While they're currently benefiting from the exciting talents of Hakimi, who's set to return to Madrid after his 2-season-long loan deal, it's clear that the Rhineland club is setting out for the future, where it's looking very sunny for the Yellows. Thank you for watching. That was who we think will be the next big super clubs. Have we missed anyone out? Let me know in the comments below. And why don't you head over for Football Daily, where our super club, FDFC, took on Arsenal Fan TV, and let's see how they did. Thank you. Like, subscribe.